Hello everyone, welcome to STEM Irokobi academic channel. This first lecture is designed to give learners a clear roadmap for mastering C++ from scratch up to advanced levels, right? It is not a coding session, rather it is a strategic overview. You are being shown what to learn, in what order, and why. Why we need C++ in 2025, 26? Do you have any information about C++ programming language, or do you have a know-how about C++ programming language? Why we need C++ programming language? Because still C++ is widely used in high-performance applications like game engines, different operating systems, and developing different embedded systems, and in developing different real-time computing. For example, modern C++ standards like C++ 11, C++ 14, C++ 17, C++ 20 and 23 offer safer, faster, and more expressive programming paradigms when we compare it with old C++ programming language, right? Okay, thank you. By the end of the course, we should be able to write robust and modern C++ programs. We will apply object-oriented program. We should be able to design different templates. We should be able to design different standard template libraries and concurrency effectively, and to build real-world projects and contribute to performance-sensitive applications, right? So this particular course contains around 19 chapters, which are mainly focuses for beginner, for intermediate, and for advanced learners, right? So in order to have some basic know-how and basic information about every chapters, let's see every chapters one by one, right? In chapter 1, we will get an overview of computers, programming, how software and hardware work together, learn basic problem solving, software engineering ideas, and the main building blocks of programs like variables, operators, punctuations, right? Tools like hierarchy charts and pseudocodes are also introduced, right? In chapter 2, we will start coding in C++ programming language. We will learn about data types, variables, constants. We will learn about comments, about output, and basic mathematical operations, right? So in this chapter, it also introduces the C++ string classes for handling text and teaches good coding habits and programming styles, right? In chapter 3, we will learn to read process numbers, characters, and text inputs. We will understand arithmetic operators, expression rules, and debugging techniques. Also covers working with files, formatting output, converting data types, and using numerical functions, right? In chapter 4, we will discover how to control the flow of your programs with the decision like if statement, if else statement, switch statement, and different logical operators, right? And also we will learn to create menu-driven programs and practice debugging to make sure your program works correctly. Okay. In chapter 5, we will learn to repeat actions with loops like while loop, do while loop, and for loops, right? And controls them using counters, user input, or special conditions. We will use loops for data validation and other practical tasks, right? While improving your testing skills. In chapter 6, we will break programs into smaller pieces using functions. We will learn the difference between functions that return values and those that don't, how to pass data in and out, and the scope of variables, and also covers functions overloading, right? In chapter 7, which is in the introduction to class and objects, step into object-oriented programming, right? which is in the intermediate level. We will learn how to organize data with classes and structures. We will create member variables and functions, and control access with public and private members, right? In chapter 8, we will work with one-dimensional and multi-dimensional arrays. We will learn to calculate tools, averages, and find the largest or smallest values. Also, we will explore parallel arrays, file-based arrays, and standard template libraries, right? Which is a standard template library vectors, right? In chapter 9, we will learn how to find and organize data in arrays using linear search, binary search, bubble sort, and selection for standard template library. Vectors are also covered, right? In chapter 10, we will understand pointers, right? They relate to arrays and how to use them in functions. Learn about pointers, arithmetic, dynamic memory allocation, and more, right? In chapter 11, we will explore advanced object-oriented programming topics like inheritance, object composition, static and constant members, friend functions, copy constructors like operator overloading and type conversions. Sorry, like type conversion, which is from integer to float or float to integer, and so on, right? In chapter 12, we will learn how to work with characters like C style strings and the C++ string class. Explore string manipulation, right? Conversions between numbers and strings, and passing strings to functions, right? In chapter 13, advanced file and input-output operations, we will handle files like a pro, right? Like an advanced programmer, right? We will learn to read and write text and binary files, open files in different modes, and format output effectively or efficiently, right? In chapter 14, we will discover recursion, which are functions that call themselves, right? Do you have a know-how about a recursion, please? Yeah, a recursion means any functions that calls themselves, right? In a single, right? We will practice with factorials, right? Or with greatest common divider in binary search, quick sort, more advanced algorithms, more advanced different algorithms, right? In chapter 5, we will learn advanced object-oriented programming techniques like polymorphism, virtual and pure virtual functions, multiple inheritance, and when to use inheritance versus composition, right? In chapter 6, we will handle errors gracefully with exceptions, right? Generic code using templates and exploring standard template libraries, okay? With containers, iterators, and algorithms, right? In chapter 7, we will understand linked lists, how to create, traverse, search, insert, delete, and store nodes, right? Including a linked list class template, right? In chapter 18, we will learn about stack and queues, both static and dynamic, their main operations and how to implement them using class templates. In the last chapter, which is chapter 19, we will explore binary trees, how to traverse, how to insert, how to delete, how to search, how to replace elements, and destroy the tree, right? In short, the early chapters, which are from chapter 1 up to chapter 11, introduce the fundamental of C++ programming, right? The next 4 chapters focus on more advanced programming language or programming concepts. Then the final 3 chapters diving into essential data structures, right? So